All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. We're coming down to the end of this week. Definitely a weird week with the holidays, but here we are on Friday here, final trading day of the week, and it's been a very hot week. It's been a very hot week. We saw a lot of rips, a lot of runs. Yesterday we had XRF. Earlier in the week we had MBOT, we had ITCI. So it's been a pretty solid overall week in the small cap market, and I hope continues this momentum into January trading. So with that being said, let's dive into this morning watch list. I have pretty tight watch list. Watching PT and XRF. Remember, guys, less is more. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. You don't want to be watching 10, 12 tickers at once. It's going to decrease your how well you trade these names. So less is more in trading. So always keep your watch list nice and tight. I'd say four at max. Stick to two at the bell, and don't be watching more than five names. It's just unnecessary. It's just super unnecessary unless you're some crazy multitasker, which I'm sure most of us aren't. So that's why I always like to only keep my watch list down to 4 or 5 names max, and focus at two at the bell. So all right, so let's dive into this watch list. We have PT up here, so I'm gonna go over PT. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be here in pre-market. I had something to do with my brother, so I couldn't be here in pre-market. But PT turned out to be a fantastic pre-market long setup. Congrats to those who caught it. I think Trading Pennies, caught this one. I saw someone else caught it too, so congrats to you guys. Really nice setup here. So PT this morning, I was watching it. I was here pretty early, around like 7:20, 7:15, but I wasn't really interested in it. Wasn't doing any sort of crazy volume. Didn't really see anything spectacular on the price action side of things too. And then it came on up, pulled back, consolidated, started to work its way up, put in a higher low, and then we got this big high volume break of $2. Pulled back, and we had this these buying wicks candles on the dips. You like to see these nice strong hammer candles. You get held in the dips, pull back, held in the dips again. You can see these buying candles, and this is all on strong volume. We got a nice rip up to like 280 here on PT on good volume. And I came in late. I came in like right around 8:30, and I was just seeing the tape. I'm like, man, this thing is strong. I want to get in. I want to get in. I was hoping they had a pullback. I had orders at like 210 and just didn't get that pullback. And it just ripped on up. The tape was just eating everything on the bid sides. It was a strong buyer here, and ripped it all the way on up. Squeezed some shorts out to 280s, and right now it's holding on up, but you can see volume slowly decreasing a little bit here. So we'll see what happens heading into the open. Yesterday we saw XRF. Let's just familiarize ourselves with XRF. From yesterday, these are both China names. So let's see here. XRF, what do we do out of the gates? Had a strong morning push, and we gave back our gains, and we had one retest midday. I did play this, guys. I did play this one more time. Yesterday after the live stream, did get back involved with XRF yesterday midday. I did have a long on it. Got around right in and around this 380 area. We kept on holding these pullbacks, and rode it up to around 470, 480 on XRF. Actually, currently I do have a short position on XRF. I'm looking for the day two short setup on this one. You can see we have a gap down here, down 40%. So any swing traders longs are bagged from the prior day, and we have the gap to fill to the downside. So I'm holding a small short position right now on XRF, looking for the day two short setup here. We'll look to add if we get any sort of weak volume pop out of the gates. Looking for like 290s on, looking for sub 3 on this one on XRF. So I am holding a short position here, 2,000 shares from 553. Excuse me, not 553, 353. My bad. All right, so yeah, back over to PT. Sorry to just want to switch back there for a second. So what are we looking for at PT? So let's map out our lines first on PT. And remember, guys, this is an easy to borrow name on PT. So I mean, if this thing traps this thing traps well. I mean, it could be a big squeezer, but just remember, guys, this is not a micro float either. Floats around 18 million, and it's low, and it's not really held by any institutions or insiders. So, it could just be one of those that that has a morning pop possibly, and it traps longs and it just gives back its gains. But we'll be monitoring closely the volume price action. Remember, guys, volume price action trumps all. So it doesn't matter if there's no institutions or insiders. If the volume price action's good, it doesn't matter if there's no institutions. If the news is crappy, if it's a higher float, none of that matters. So that's why I always say price action volume's key. So I'm gonna map out $2. I'm gonna map out this line right here, this 180 line, like right where we had that initial morning high. So I'll map out this 180 mark. So $2, 180. $2.10. Map out like $2.25. All right, so $2.25, $2.10, $2, 180. These might be my lines. $2.84 resistance. Now we're gonna have $3 overhead. Let's see the daily. You have any like strong daily resistance? We have some structure here, but you have to get all the way up to 430. As you can see, we don't do like no volume at all. We still do volume. I mean, some of these days we're doing like 300K bars, but we're not doing anything like over a million. So look at the 1 year. Yeah, so we're doing its highest volume days in the last year here on PT. So you are doing its highest volume days on PT. So I would say heading to the open. Let's see how it looks. As far as volume price action. Let's keep a close eye on our lines here. And let's see if we set up on any sort of chart pattern. Let's see if we get a wash trap and squeeze pattern and ABCD type setup here on PT. So let's just focus heading into the open on the chart, volume and tape, and just keep in mind your lines. Make sure you're looking around your lines. Don't buy in the middle here. Wait for your lines, wait for a chart pattern, wait for some sort of pattern to develop here on PT. All right, that's gonna be it for PT. All right, so XRF here. Like I said, I do have a short position on XRF. I'm looking for this thing to fill that gap today on the downside. We're gonna have a lot of longs who are back from the prior day. Swinging this thing, so expecting supply and demand to take into effect. Especially if we're doing some weak volume out of the opens on XRF, could see this thing fading back down sub 3. So. I'm holding a short position here on XRF, looking for some more backside today. Other than that, we're just keeping an eye on these two. I know we had MBOT still holding it on up, but what are we on? We're like day 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe see MBOT day 4 here start breaking above these prior day resistance marks. 1540 from this day, and then we had $20 from that initial run on up on XRF. Excuse me, MBOT. A little tired this morning, guys. A little tired this morning. Alright, so that's going to be really it for the game plan. PT, we want to see how the volume... Oh, my line just disappeared. That's annoying. So PT, we want to see how the volume price action looks at open into this one. Remember, it is easy to borrow name. If it traps, it could still squeeze... Could squeeze pretty hard because there's a lot of inventory going around here on PT. So just keep that in mind on PT. Alright. So I know you guys had some tickers you wanted me to look at. So let me look and see what you guys want me to check on out. Oh, SAVA and FCEL. We could check those out. So it looks like yesterday SAVA had its first red day since this run on up. down 11%. So looks like SSR could be probably be activated today. You know, if we open up down more than 10%, or we go down more than 10%, you know, SSR short sell restriction will trigger. So we'll have the short sell restriction on today on SAVA. Let me look at a bigger time frame here. And right now we're trading around 430. Yesterday, you know, we had highs right around $5 on SAVA. So if you ever reclaim this $5 mark on SAVA, you know, you start trading some higher lows, put in some higher lows. I mean, you could squeeze out again here on SAVA. I'm sure a lot of shorts were you know, banging in this thing yesterday on SAVA. You know, looking for this, you know, this backside short. And you know, if we could ever, you know, reclaim these levels, you know, if we could start the base over 450, you know, and then repush and break that $5 mark, it could have another squeeze on our hands on SAVA. So you know, I'd say watch for a reclaim of 450, look for it at the base, and $5 is that key mark we got to break here on SAVA. FCEL. FCEL, another nice one. Nice, you know, nice breakout here in the daily. You know, we got over that $1 mark. You could see $1 rejected here. So, I mean, this thing's been trading under $1 for, you know, a few months now, since, what was this, since the summertime. So, you know, FCEL has been, you know, stuck under that $1 mark for some time here. So, you can see a lot of volume starting to move back on in now, getting over $1. Looks like we gapped up this morning. Yep, and we're gapped up about 20% this morning. So yeah, FCEL, definitely look for this one to you continue to move on up here on FCEL. You know, make sure you know, the volume's still here and the chart's heading up, and we could see continue to grind some more shorts out. If you're looking to join, wait for pullbacks. You know, don't chase strength. You know, wait for it, you know, to pull back for a safe level, to have a safe entry with a solid risk level to risk off. I would say, you know, watch for, you know, maybe a pullback to like 120, 115, risking $1 if you want to join trend. What time we got? We have 8 minutes, so I'll take a few more stocks and get started for this day. RAD. Man, RAD, what a beast, RAD, man. What a beast of a stock here. We saw this on this day one. I mean, we knew this thing was trading at super abnormal volume. You know, the chart was setting up really nicely on RAD, and it's just been continuing to squeeze out every day. You guys can see, close strong, gap up, close strong, gap up. So, continuing to, you know, work its way up here on Rite You know, and it's getting super overextended now on RAD. You know, personally, I wouldn't be getting involved with it now. It's just, you know, too overextended, you know, too straight up here. You know, kind of like SAVA from, you know, yesterday and the day before. It's getting a little too overextended now. It's getting risky to, you know, get in on the long side. So, personally, I would say, you know, avoid, you know, on the long side. I mean, just be careful, too, on the short side. I mean, these things can go higher than you think. You know, it's best to wait for that backside confirmation and then attack on the short side. So to me, this would be a no touch, a little bit too risky to get in, you know, either side. You know, in my opinion, at least for my, you know, trading strategy, it's just a little too risky for me. So personally, I wouldn't be getting involved with it. Do you think PT is a long or short? We got to see, you know, heading into the open, you know how the chart's setting up, how the volume and the price action is looking. You know, it could be a short. It could definitely be a short on PT. You know, I'm open to, you know, longing and shorting, but this volume right now, I personally, you know, wouldn't want to be shorting this type of volume at the moment on PT. But, you know, we're going to have to see how it looks heading into the open on PT. If anything, I'm leaning more towards a long bias at the moment based on what I've seen in pre-market. But, you know, that your bias could easily change, you know. Don't fall too in love with your bias. You know, you got to react and see how it looks. You know, I treat the pre-market very differently from the open, you know, vice versa. You know, I treat it very differently. So, you got to see in the next 5 minutes. FLXN. FLXN, nice chart here. It looks like we are, breaking out here on FLXN. Personally, I don't like buying at the top right hand corner. I like looking for stocks that are more in the bottom right hand corner, just starting to slowly curl back on up. So I don't like buying things that are kind of at these all time highs. I like buying low, selling high. FLXN. Not to say I can't go on a nice move here today. I'm just speaking in terms of a swing, daily chart type idea here on FLXN. So that's kind of my opinion on it. A little too overextended here, to me getting in as far as the long side here on FLXN. And I'm mostly trading primarily small caps. That's where I have more of an edge. That's my bread and butter. That's where I make my money on small caps. So Alex maybe a little bit giving you a little bit better of opinion on anything in that upper price range. Oh, FLXN had phase 3. Okay, thank you, gamer. Had positive phase 3. Okay, yeah, I apologize about that. I wasn't checking the news. I was just looking more of, a daily on a swing idea. But hey, if I've had positive, at positive phase 3 here on FLXN, more of an interest now. So I do apologize about that. More of an interest now on FLXN. You've been seeing a lot of these phase 3 type nudes on on this price range. Go parabolic. So thank you for that call out. So FLXN, will be of interest now. If it did have that positive phase 3. So I will keep that one on the back burner. Okay, so the stock bot just posted news saying Flexion Therapeutics soars 24% and pre-market has FDA approval. So it looks like was FDA approval was not a phase 3. They're starting in phase 3. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. All right, guys, but it's 9. It is 9:29. So we will still keep FLXN on watch. The news isn't as good as I thought it was, but still an FDA approval news. So we'll still keep it on watch on FLXN. Won't be a main focus, but we'll keep it on the back burner. So we'll keep that one on the back burner right at the gates. Main watch is going to be PT. And we still be keeping a close eye on my XRF short. So let's get started for this day, guys. Let's all have a great trading day. No FOMO. Stick to your setups. Wait for the trade to come to you, and let's attack. All right, market is open here. Alright, so PT, close watch right out of the gates here. Same with my XRF short. Target on XRF, guys, is going to be, 290s. Looking for a 290 target on XRF. If it started the base, right around 3, I could look to take there. But I'm really looking for that $3 crack and that panic. All right, so PT trying to hold 250 here. PT trying to hold 250. We definitely have some bidders still here on PT, so just keeping it on watch here. But, my next line's not down to 220, so buying up here would be chasing. VRNA. VRNA breaking over 10. Breaking out over 10. All right, so PT right now at 250 is current support on PT. Could definitely easily pull this 250 line, as we are pretty overextended here, from the pre-market move. So testing that 250 area of support. Let's see here. And remember, guys, this is not a micro float either on PT. Remember, this is an 18 million in float stock, not a micro float stock. We like playing. You like longing stocks under 10 million in float. At least I do. So far, pretty heavy out of the gates. Pretty heavy to tape. Right out of the gates. So just be very careful, guys, on the long side on this one, PT. Let it prove itself. It's going to be strong. This is not one that I personally probably going to be looking for a dip buy on, to be honest. I'm not as, bullish on this one as, some previous names that I've looked for a dip buy. TTPH. TTTH trying to break out here on the daily. You see it lower right hand corner. Strong volume day yesterday. Working its way on up today on TTPH. SAVA. I say SAVA. Watch for it to base above 450 here on SAVA. So a ton of selling, guys. Ton of selling here out of the gates. We haven't even put in a green volume candle. It's a straight sell fest here on PT. And you can see that just the tape looks extremely heavy here on PT. So clearly right now momentum is not on the long side at the moment on PT. We'll see if it starts to get some sort of reversal type setup here. But right at this moment, is looking pretty weak here as far as price action on PT. All right, so PT trying to curl back on up here. Let me remap out my lines here. So we had a 210 area. We had 220. $2, and then we had 180, kind of that backside line. That 180, kind of that backside line. All right, so look at this, guys. PT starting to curl back on up here. Starting to curl back on up here on PT. Let's see if these pullbacks start to hold. So I want to see if, pullbacks are going to start to hold here on PT. Very quick move here, PT. Very quick move, Usually on the setup here, I like it to be a little bit more gradual. I feel like it's very straight up and very straight down. You guys know what I'm saying here? You're very straight down, very straight up type movements here. We're not getting this gradual, slowly, washing out and slowly, creeping back up and forming that reversal type pattern. So pretty straight up move here on PT. But definitely trying to set up here for this, this pattern. All right, start and look for the red to green move here on PT. And there it goes PT, guys. Here it goes. There's 270s. So, it's set up in the wash, trap, and squeeze pattern, guys. I mean, the pattern set up here just... Wow, look at this. Look at this here, PT. Wow. So, personally, I didn't get involved, guys. I didn't get involved there on PT. I mean, this setup, wash, trap, and squeeze pattern here, just felt it just felt a little, didn't feel convincing to me, guys. It did not feel convincing to me. Just very straight down, very straight up movement. The flow was a little bit higher, so, I just didn't get involved with that one. Didn't get involved with that one right there. Yes, it did did set up. The pattern did set up there, but I just didn't pull the trigger right there on PT. And there's a little bit of a stuff move right there. A little bit of a stuff move, but look at the volume. That was some big time volume right there on that push. So let's see if it holds here on PT. But that was a pretty big stuff move right there. Pretty big stuff move. Alright, so let's see if PT is going to hold on up here. Also still just sitting in XRF on the short side too, looking for some more backside. I haven't gotten that crack just yet there on XRF. Look at that, guys. Straight down there on PT. Straight down. So for anyone who got greedy, there. I mean, that was tough, too, to sell. It was a very quick move there. I mean, whoever got greedy there is now bagged. So anyone who was buying this breakout here on PT is now bagged. And look at this guy. Straight down on PT now. So not really too surprising here on this drop here, guys, on PT. I mean, we had a stuff move there into the highs. Just the overall tape on it, the price action felt very sketchy, just felt very heavy. I just wasn't a fan of it. And not surprising it to come straight back on down on PT. So just make sure you guys are being careful, being safe here. Just not liking the overall action, and it just feels very, tricky too. Even on the short side, I mean, the volume on this it's a really strong volume here on PT. So, it's not even something that I'd probably even consider for a short. No, XRF won't be a wash trap and squeeze pattern. It's doing no volume there. We need. It needs a lot more volume. The tape needs to be actively flowing to, really set up for a good wash trap and squeeze pattern. So also, for anyone new tuning into the stream today, if you guys haven't already, we have a free Discord chat. Links down below in the description. Definitely check out our Discord chat. We just crossed 2,000 members. So we just crossed 2,000 members. Crazy. See where we came from a year and a half ago. We were at, just me and Alex, and incredible to see 2,000 people now in our Discord chat. So if you guys haven't already, go join our Discord chat. And if you guys also haven't already, shoot me a follow on Twitter, all social medias. Links are, Nightbot has a link right there, and the Twitter link is in the description. All right, so PT trying to hold on up here. XRF slowly creeping on up too. I'm keeping a close eye on that one. I am in small, so I would be willing to add up a little bit. If it's still looking weak on any pops. Thank you guys, appreciate it. 2K subs on YouTube and 2K in the Discord. Let's keep it rolling. Alright, you're at 215 on PT. Alright, good luck to you. Good luck to you. Yeah, currently at the moment, PT, I'm not really seeing a big edge here, guys. Not really seeing a big edge. Not really seeing the biggest edge at the moment on PT. If anything, I'm probably leaning. I mean, I wouldn't short it because of the volume, but if anything, I'm a little bit more bearish on just not liking this overall price action on it, guys. Really not liking the price action here on PT. It's not on microfloat either. If anything, I'd be a little bit more, leaning towards more, of a short bias on the name based on, this price action on PT. At the same time, volume is is pretty big on it, so it is a little bit scary to look for, a short on it. Anyone short PT? Let me know. Anyone short PT? Yep, yo, that's a good point there. Ray. Yeah, being that it's trading, crazy high volume and it's an easy to borrow name, just makes it tough too on the short side, and then the price action definitely not favoring the long side either. And it's not your typical low float stock that I like playing in here. I like playing stocks under 10 million in float. PT has already done 14 million in volume, and it hasn't even rotated the float yet. Yeah, we're rejecting this view up mark. Has yet to get over this view up mark. Multiple rejections here. There's a lot of choppiness over in PT. Very choppy stock so far. So let's see if we're gonna break above this view up mark and get back over this 250 area. All right, let's see. XRF 350. VRNA at 11. All right, so let's see. PT. Kind of what's going through my head right now on PT is kind of wait for that confirmation. To either the downside or upside. So upside confirmation would be that 250 break, pull back, start the base over 250. Kind of that backside confirmation would be breakdown of $2, retest $2 stuff. And there's still room more in the downside too on PT if we get that $2 breakdown, retest stuff. You still have some more backside to go here. I mean, this thing was just at $1.30. I'm not saying it's going to get back down there, but you could definitely see back down to 150s, 160s, 170s if you get that backside on it today. There's just some thoughts going through my head on PT. Seeing a lot of China pumps. No, it's not a Chinese stock. Again, it's PR's one. Seeing a lot of low volume, low floats hitting the scanners. MLNT open. MLNT open. Let's see. ITRM. AQMS. AQMS halted. AQMS halted here. Oh, unhalted, excuse me. Was halted, now it's unhalted here. AQMS. So let's put AQMS here. ITRM starting to go here a little bit of ITRM. Put ITRM on the bottom. See what's going on here. We halted here. ITRM news. So we are halted here. ITRM does look like there's some news here. Looks like ITRM announced completion of enrollment in phase 3, so looks like ITRM's enrolling in phase 3. Here, moving on up. Let's check the float here on Yahoo Finance. Float around right around 5 million in float. High institutional 72%. They do have a shelf too from 7-5 here effective. Alright, so we'll keep ITRM on watch. So did have news yesterday. Moving on up. PT still, in this tight range here between, 220, 240. So we'll see if it could, break the upside or downside here coming on up. Kind of went over my thought process with you guys on PT. All right, Mo, you're holding PT 50-50. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. 50-50. Analysis here. I mean, really 50-50 at the moment. I'm personally not here to play 50-50s. I want to have edge in my trading, but like I said, we break upwards, we base whole 250s, could definitely squeeze and possibly make some new highs. Same thing to the downside. If we break down 220s and we get down break that $2 line. Backside's in. Could see, even lower. Just give me 1 second here, guys. Give me 1 second here. Alright, guys, I'm back here. ITRM unhalted here. ITRM unhalted. Coming up to 5 now. ITRM coming up to $5 here. It looks like we're halted again here. ITRM. ITRM now up 100% here. So big time move so far here in ITRM. Big time move here, ITRM. So a lot of eyes going over to ITRM now. Halted twice here. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, anyone in ITRM, let me know. Make sure you guys aren't chasing, I don't want to see anyone here buying, the resumption here at $5. It's just 2. And you're pretty much buying the top here. You pretty much went from, this 270 area all the way up to 580. Excuse me, not 580, $5. Just got confused there from the ask on the level 2. So it went from 270 to $5, 100% move in the matter of 10 minutes. So don't be buying, the resumption here at $5. This thing could easily come back down to $4. So, what I like to do after these continuously halts, we get 1, 2 halts, 3 halts in a row, and you like the play, just wait for some more chart to form. Wait for some more chart to form. Wait for it to pull back. Wait for it to consolidate a little bit. You don't have to be so eager to jump in. Right after the halt. Remember, the disciplined trader will always win in the long run. So you may get lucky once or twice, chasing and you're getting lucky, but it's not gonna work in the long run. So with discipline, these are good habits. Building skills of discipline, good habits to have. So far on the day for me, I didn't chase PT. Yes, it did set up in the wash, trap, and squeeze pattern, but it didn't set up how I like it to, so I avoided. XRF still sitting in my short position on that one. That's a good setup for me. I'll see how it plays out. And other than that, just not seeing anything at the moment. I'm too in love with just watching PT because it looks like PT starting to break to the downside. So Starting to pull back a little bit here on PT. And looks like we may get this backside confirmation here on PT. So good job. Anyone short PT, let me know. AQMS, liking the volume here. Liking the volume here on AQMS. Want to see it, start the base, continue to hold over $1 here. So you want to base over $1 here on AQMS. But right now, guys, I'm focusing on PT here. You could have a possible, short setup coming on up here. All right, ITRM unhalted here, guys. ITRM unhalted here. There's 570s, 580s. Oh my God, ITRM here, beasting. Crazy move here. And look at that, guys. As quick as it went up, quick as it come down here on ITRM. That's exactly why I said no one should be buying, the $5 breakout here on ITRM, because something like that could easily happen. So I hope you guys are, listening and taking, the advice here. I've tapping the me. So just telling you guys, my past experiences, and nothing comes good from buying, a stock that just went up 100% on 2 halts after the resumption. In my opinion, just not a winning strategy in the long run. You may get lucky, here and there, but is that a long-lasting strategy? No, not in my opinion. So I want to see if we're going to get a bouncy ball pattern here on PT. Possible backside short. So I want to see if we get a bouncy ball pattern. I want to see it pop to like 225. It's kind of stalling out a little bit. And then get that, that breakdown confirmation. All right, ITRM. So I may start sizing in small on PT. May start sizing in small here, just keeping a close watch here. ITRM, what a crazy play here. What a crazy play here in ITRM. All right, so here we go, PT. Let's see if we get this, this $2 breakdown. All right, let's see. Yeah, Corey, not seeing anything, not seeing a good setup this morning. Yeah, and I'm not for a long. I'm not really seeing anything I'm too in love with right now for a long. PT pretty much on the verge of backside here. Working its way on down. ITRM, just a crazy play here on ITRM. I mean, it's tough to place. It's a low liquidity stock, huge range. Probably really hard to even size in any size or in some really get good size in this. Looking at it on the tape here, geez, how many shares could I get without, have a feeling that it could drop $1 on me, So to me, it's a little too crazy for me. Other than that, yeah, not seeing too much at the moment. Right now I'm kind of leaning on these short setups. PT possible, short. XRF possible. Some more backside there too. Thank you for that, Ray. Appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys have any, insight on, pump chat rooms or newsletters, just don't say the name. Just be like, newsletter in or newsletter out. Would do appreciate that. Thank you, Ray. All right, let's see. ITRM. Let's see. MERO, a lot of late volume halts today. MERO, AQMS, ITRM. PYX. All right, here's the retest here on PT. Let's see if we get this stuff moving to 225, 230. Let's see if we get this stuff move coming on up here. Alright, so here it comes. Here it is here on PT. Let's see. Alright, PT. Coming up to 230 here. So this is kind of this area right here. Kind of this area right here. Did take some short here, PT guys. Did take some short here, PT. Kind of risking this top here. I like the risk reward on it on PT. Got my finger on the trigger if I do have to sell it here. So nice tight risk here, anticipating this stuff move for some more backside. If it ever reclaims 240, 250s, you could definitely you get that secondary squeeze here on PT. Alright, let's see. How's our TRM looking? ITRM. All right, I'm back here, guys. I'm back. Let's see. MREO. All right, guys, just sitting here in PT on the short side. Same thing with XRF. Just sitting in XRF, sitting in PT at the moment. Both shorts. Still being very cautious here on the PT trade. Just being aware that big hands could definitely still trap here. It is easy to borrow, so I'm just keeping a tight leash on this one on PT if it goes the other way. But do like the risk reward in this one. I like the idea of risking about 10-12 cents here to potentially make 30-40 plus here on PT. All right, so here's XRF. Let's see if you get a crack these lows here on XRF. ITRM. ITRM starting to pull back here. Sub 5 here on ITRM. If anything you want to see, hold that $4 line. I want to see it hold that $4 line on any sort of pullback here. If you guys hear any background noise, it's my dog. And if you guys are enjoying the live stream, feel free to drop a thumbs up, help support this channel. We greatly appreciate that. All right, guys. Here's PT here. Here's PT, guys. Let's see. Want to see a stuff move here in the 230s. You can see it's just light volume on these pops. See light volume on these pops. XRF coming on down. Chris TTPH in at 305. Alright, PT. I do have my finger on the trigger here. Still in, just want to give it a second to see if it stuffs here. If not, I will exit the trade. Yep, guys, I'm out. I'm out. All right, guys. I got squeezed there. I got squeezed. Nick got squeezed here, guys. Shorting is tough, guys. Shorting is tough. Especially on easy to borrow names. A lot of these plays have been super trappy. That's why I just put out the tweet the other day saying how most of my trading has been longs this year because of the stuff like this. This thing looked absolutely dead to me. The price action was sketchy as hell. The volume was dying on out. Kind of broke that line there. It did break that backside line, but to me, seeing this dump here on high volume, weak volume pop, I was convinced that it was gonna continue to go to the backside, and I got trapped. And that's why I've been longing more this year, because stupid shit like this. So, I mean, I respected my stop loss there. Did get a little bit of slippage, got out at 250, but whatever. I'm gonna take the loss and move on, guys. That's it. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Took the loss. Gonna move on. Still having a great week. And I probably could still possibly go green on the day if XRF. If I get my target on XRF, I could still come out in the green here. Still holding that one on the short side. I definitely reviewed the trade, guys. Definitely reviewed the trade. I didn't go massive size on it too. Took about a $1,000 loss on it. I did have 5,000 shares, but on a $2,000 name. Exactly, guys. You can't. Not every single day you're gonna perform extremely well. You're gonna have some bad days here and there. It's a part of the game. You just have to move on, review your trades, see what you did right, see what you did wrong. Was this an A+ setup for me? No, guys. This was not an A+ setup for me on PT. Was it a good trade in terms of risk reward? Yeah, I like the idea of risking 12 cents on a setup I thought was going to continue to fade on out. Yeah, in that terms of aspect, was it a good trade? Looking at the volume on it, looking at being an easy to borrow name, maybe not so much. Maybe next time I gotta say, hey Nick, next time is an easy to borrow name that's trading some pretty good volume on the day. Avoid the short. So you learn from every trade, guys. I'm gonna review it, journal my trading later. Still a fantastic week, guys. I'm still well into the green this week. It's been an amazing week. And what I'm proud about is I'm keeping my losses small. It's a part of the game, guys. I'm not going to come in here every single day and be on fire and make all this money every single day. No, I'm going to have mistakes. I'm going to have losses. It's a part of the game, guys. So it pisses me off when I see these people on social media. They only show their winners. Every single day it seems like they have a winner every day. No one has a green. No one can be green all around every day, guys. It's just not possible. This is not possible. I'm gonna show you. My mistakes. My losers. I try to be as transparent as possible in here, guys. No, I don't. No, Sterling. This is not a wash, trap, and squeeze pattern, man. Dude, the price action. I was not liking the price action at all on PT at all. I was not liking the price action on it. The volume was good, the technical setup, but you need the price action to confirm as well. And wasn't getting it there on PT in my opinion. All right, so let's see. Let's see if XRF could play on out. We'll see if XRF could play on out. I am still sitting in a short position on XRF. I wasn't able to get full size on XRF, so I only have a partial position. But hey, if this thing could work out, I could go back into the green, guys. I could get back into the green here if XRF does work on out here. So I'm still sitting in a 350 and a 353 short position on XRF. Thank you, David. Dude, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you, Dreambox. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, BJ. Yeah. Yeah, man. Trading is extremely hard, guys. It takes years and years to get, really good at this. It's not something you could walk in and expect to be, good at overnight. I mean, still, and I'm into my fourth year now doing this. I'm still gonna make mistakes, guys. Like, I'm not gonna come in every day here and just like I said before, come in every single day here, make all this money, be perfect. There's no perfect trader out there, guys. There's no perfect trader out there. Everyone's gonna make mistakes, no matter how disciplined they may say they are. They're gonna have a mistake here and there, and and that applies to me, and that applies to you guys. There's gonna be mistakes, but it's how you limit your mistakes. It's how you limit your mistakes. Yeah, Sterling, I have nothing to prove in here, man. I've proven this past year and a half. I have nothing to prove in here. Yes, that's good. I like that, bullet trader. It's a good saying, dude. A perfect trader is a fake trader, bro. I love that. Thank you, Lavinia. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys don't mind, you're dropping the thumbs up if you guys enjoyed the stream. Would I short Rad? A little bit of a risky short, but personally myself, I wouldn't short it. But I could see reasons why one may look to short it. I mean, if we reject here into $22 and start putting in continuous lower highs, yeah, I could see it having a big red day today on RAD. Nice, yeah, it's 56 likes. Appreciate it. You got it, Bullet Trader, dude. Happy I could help, man. Happy I could help. Yeah, Technical Trader, dude. It's still a great week, guys. I don't really, I kind of look at my trading more like a bigger picture. Okay, I have one red day, but how did I do overall in the month? How am I doing the last 3 months? I kind of look at my overall picture, my overall performance. I don't like breaking down into daily goals or weekly goals. I'm not a believer in daily or weekly goals. I feel like that really impacts your trading, hurts your mentality. Trading's very mental, so it's something that I don't like to do. I like to look at the bigger picture of things. Overall, in the month of December, fantastic month. December, I've had a great month. I'm not sure overall P&L wise in the month, but I know it's been a really good month for myself for December. Still short XRF. Personally, I wouldn't short it anymore. Uh, the volume's just too high on it. It's easy to borrow names. It could probably trap here. The smartest thing to have done on PT was wait for $2 to crack, and wait for it to retest and confirm it's gonna confirm that backside. That's the thing, guys. A lot of my losses are me anticipating. A lot of losses are me anticipating, and that's something I gotta work on, and I'll own up to it. It's something I have to work on. I like to anticipate a lot, and a lot of times it bites you in the butt. Bites you in the butt. I said it. Wait for it to crack $2, retest, reject, fail, and that would have been the confirmation. I was kind of thinking that we were gonna form this bouncy ball pattern that we see so much. We kind of break this secondary line, come down to the backside, retest 225, 230, reject, and confirm the bouncy ball pattern. But you could see we held, put in a higher low, and trapped. So I anticipated it was going to break down instead of waiting for confirmation. And I want you guys to learn from these things. That's why I show them. I want you guys to learn from mistakes. So I'll probably write in my journal, Nick, you anticipated the pattern. Wait for it to confirm. That's why I took the loss. I'd rather get in a little bit lower and have that extra edge than get in higher and try to be a hero and nail a big trade. So that's kind of my takeaway from the trade. $100% happy, 100%, man. Totally agree, dude. Can't look at one day. You gotta look at the bigger picture of things. Which I'm trying to think which one that was, Ricky. I've watched so many of their podcasts. I love them. If you guys haven't already, check out Chat with Traders. Probably the best podcast on YouTube for trading. Yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, you could have, 40% win rate and still be a profitable trader. And you could still do that. I mean, risk management is so key, guys. You could see, I mean, this week I had a on MBOT, I had a $4,000 winner on MBOT on what day was that? Tuesday. Tuesday I had a $4,000 winner on MBOT. I traded the wash trap and squeeze pattern on MBOT. I think I got it in at 11. I sold at 15. I made $4,000, and you can see today I've taken $1,000 loss. My wins are bigger than my losses. I strive to keep that. It's so important to have a good risk reward ratio in your trading. Risk management is so key, guys. It is so key. I mean, my max daily loss in the day is right around, right around like $2,500. So, I mean, that one TCCO trade I had, I mean, I could have took guys a max loss in the day like 5, 6 days in a row, which I won't let happen, and I could still overall, have ended the month green. Because that TCCO trade, I forgot how much I made. I made like, what was it, like 15,000 on TCCO earlier in the month. So I mean, that trade alone, I mean, pretty much made my whole monthly goal on TCCO. I made that in one day, and I could have taken like 5 max losses and still, for the month, and still have been profitable from that one day. So I mean, it just goes to show you guys, the power of just having a max daily stop loss on the day, and just respecting your stop loss overall. If you're thinking about trading and taking a trade, and it's not even 2 or 3 to 1, I mean, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You gotta be looking for 3 to 1s. You gotta be looking for 3 to 1s. Nah, it's not real. I mean, that would be awesome technical. I mean, that would be awesome happy trader, but dude, I'm not. That's not gonna be my mindset. I mean, if I'm just sitting on XRF, if we get the fade, you know, great. I'll be a small green day, but if not, I'm not gonna force anything. I mean, you don't want a revenge trade. Revenge trade is a dangerous trader, guys. You're emotional. Your mindset's just not there, and you're gonna just gonna go deeper in the red most of the time. Revenge trading. It's it's a dangerous trader, a revenge trader. I mean, I've been there in the past. How do you have patience when you trade 3 to 4 to 1s, dude? You just gotta have it, man. You gotta have it. It's just part of being disciplined. You gotta meet your targets. Gotta meet your targets. MREO, my bad, guys. Just kind of getting off on like a little bit of a rant right there. MERO, yeah. Let's check this one out. All right, so right now, guys, it's 10:40. I do have to be somewhere today, so I'm probably gonna wrap it up in the next 5-10 minutes here. So if you guys have questions these last 5-10 minutes, y'all feel free to ask. Let's see, ITRM trying to curl. All right, you too, gamer. Thanks for tuning on in, man. I'll see you Monday. See you guys first thing on Monday. Yeah, we'll probably be doing, guys, a New Year's giveaway too. I'm probably doing New Year's giveaway. For 2020. What is New Year's on Wednesday, right? So we'll probably do a giveaway on Tuesday. Clint Lewis, you had a question, trade plan question. How many trades before you refine your plans? I'm not really sure what that means, man. How many trades before you refine your plan? You could just clear that up a little bit more. You got it, Lavinia. Happy to help. Hope you had a great day. I may do like a December recap on my trades, going over my best trades and my worst trades. So I'll probably maybe go over like TCCO trade and maybe go over some of my my big losers like XRF and a few other ones. Maybe I'm not XRF, PT and a few other ones I maybe taken a hit on, and see what went wrong. I think that maybe could be like a helpful video to put on out. Do you always have the same plan? How do you adjust? Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I know. I always say this, guys. I mean, don't fall too in love with your thesis. So in pre-market PT, thinking about it now, it would have been a Green Day, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. Can't change the past. Wasn't here in pre-market, and I probably would have taken the pre-market long on PT, but I wasn't here. But anyways, yeah, you can't fall too in love with your thesis. I mean, you could see things and that happened throughout the morning that could change. I remember one day it was FRAN. It was FRAN before it went supernova. It gapped up another day, right? And I mean, I tell you, this thing was perfect. No dilution, good news, micro float, amazing pre-market volume, everything. It was a perfect stock. It was a perfect trade. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna kill this thing on the long today. I'm gonna kill this thing on the long, and the market opened, and the tape, price action, everything was just dead. It was just so dead, and I still longed it anyway. I'm like, dude, this is A plus, like high institutional ownership, high short float, good news, amazing pre-market tape and action, and I got crushed on. I'm like, what? I was so puzzled, guys. I'm like, wow, like this thing, like was just, had everything I wanted to look for in a stock to long, and it didn't work out because the price action and volume at the open just wasn't there, and that's why I always tell you guys every single day, price action and volume has to be your top two guides. When you're looking for a long setup and even a short setup, and FRN, I always think of that example when when I say that, I'm like, guys, you could have, a great game plan, a good plan, but I mean that could change heading into the open. So Thank you, Stock Block. Appreciate that, dude. Yeah, maybe open up. I might open up like a tab in the room and just have like, like the runner, like former runners from every single day. Like we'll call it like daily runners, and we'll just like post in it, like all the runners, so we could like study. I think I'm gonna do that. I can look the short PT a bit later. I don't know. I don't know, Sterling, dude. I mean, it's a trappy play, man. I mean, it's easy to borrow. They have a lot of inventory. They have a lot of shorts they could squeeze on out. So I mean, they could definitely continue to squeeze on out. On PT. So I'm gonna, I don't know, man. I'll see later. I'm still going by my plan on it. If it cracks $2 and it stays heavy below 2, it's probably gonna continue to fade on out. But I don't want to touch it, above $2. I don't want to touch it above $2. But back to what I was saying, Clint, though, about the sticking to your game plan, dude. You could still stick to your game plan, but just be open to adjust along the way. You know what I mean? So when I was saying that, I didn't mean like, oh, you have to change your game plan every day. I'm just saying the market's gonna throw certain things at you that you got to be willing to adjust. You got to be willing to adjust, right? So, but yeah, stick to your game plan, but be willing to adjust. So I hope that helps. All right, guys, I'm gonna give it like 2, 3 more minutes here. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up very shortly here. So any last questions, I'll take. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I hope you learned something. A lot of people DM me and say, Nick, I learned a lot from your red days. I mean, I'm not gonna go out and have a lot of red days for you, but happy to see you guys, learn from my mistakes. All right, guys, I'm not seeing any more questions here. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope everyone enjoyed the live stream today. I hope you guys learned something. As you guys know, I did have a red day so far. Still sitting in XRF on the short side. If it does work out, I could possibly get back into the green on XRF. But I'm not going to go out and force a trade to get back into the green. Like I said, revenge trader is a dangerous trader, so that's not something I'm willing to do. I don't care. I'm willing to accept, having a $1,000 red day. I mean, that's I'm not trying to sound like an ass, but I mean that's not that much considering how well I did this whole month. So hope everyone enjoyed the live stream, and I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Man, it does not feel like a Friday. I don't know about you guys, but it does not feel like a Friday at all. But hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you guys first thing here Monday morning, and that's gonna be it for me, guys. And I'm out. Peace.